welcome
Hello.
to Random Talks. I've got the amazing Tammy Talks about her, who I love to death. I've just been telling her how much I love her as my friend. She's so amazing. She's been there for me through so much. I'm sorry. I'm very emotional today, so just want to spread that love. Um, so we've got Gail telling us, he was telling us to hurry up when we was backstage. Like, and I said, won't be a minute. Wait, wait. We've got Alexandra here, and she's gone to get her coffee fix.
Uh,
We've got
my fix is
JFD.
here.
I've
Hi,
got my
Chapty.
Pepsi Max caffeine. I just had this amazing caramel ice latte, but it was a
Oh, that sounds
golden one.
good.
Oh, it was so nice.
That sounds
On the
real
way
good.
home, we've got Susan here as well. Hello, my love.
Susan.
We've got Pam.
Hi,
Hello.
Pamster. Love
Yes.
her. I'm so
Yes.
proud of. I'm so proud of my picture.
I know. Me too. She really captured me.
I just couldn't get over it. I took it and I was like, look, I showed my husband. He's like, is that you? I was, yeah, somebody drew a picture of me. So I was
I know.
thrilled about it. Thank you so
I showed my mum mine, and she was like,
much.
"It really looks like you." And Gary said it really looks like me as well.
Well, that's,
But
yeah, with mine, Jeff knew immediately that that was me. He was really surprised by it. So I thought that was really cool. Thank you.
thank you as well. Hello,
Lori,
Margot. Good morning. Hi, Tina
Nina,
Flowers. And we got Di for JD
Dr.
here.
Tricky. Hi.
Organising my coffee.
Organist. I love the smell of coffee. I don't
Oh
drink,
God.
y'all. I don't drink it, but I love to walk into a room where somebody's just brewed a pot of coffee. It's just the smell. Just
Yes. So
I
nice, isn't
like
it?
iced coffees. Yeah. Girl power, yes.
Girl power. Yes.
That's
We've got
it.
Mel
Hi, Mel.
JL Fruit Ninja Cult here. That was a bit of a mouthful. Hey everyone, enjoying the
No.
weather in the garden.
Oh, that's
Did you like
he
it?
loved it.
I don't know if she, yeah.
Yeah, both our he's loved him.
They both are his. Tammy's husband and Gary both loved it. We got Garrett here as
Yeah,
well.
got it.
Def
Hi,
Judy saying
hi
hello to everyone.
there.
Hubby said to me it was like
Oh,
old school Photoshop. I couldn't help it. I had to. That's how I see you ladies. Ah, well,
thank you,
I love that.
thank you. I'm really proud of it.
Yeah, me too.
Hi,
Hi,
Alexandra.
hi, Alexandra. Been up for a while down in Insomnia. We
Oh,
have programmable one. So when I get up at 3:45 a.m., it's brewed up. Yeehaw! And
yeah.
Tammy
Oh,
gets up early as well,
yeah.
don't ya?
I do. I get up
Same time
normally about
zone.
1:30. Yeah. I get up normally about 1:30 in the morning because it's the only way I have a few hours to myself. But when she was reading that, it reminded me my dad had a programmable coffee cup or coffee brewer. Well, later on growing up, I was around before they had those.
Hmm.
But I can, and then most mornings he was up before me. So I would walk, well, after I run into the gun rack that I'd hit every morning. That's how they knew I was up. I would walk into the kitchen and the whole kitchen was that aroma of the brewed coffee. And
Ah.
I love that smell. It takes me back to being a kid.
My little ones like automatically know the smell of coffee as well. Like as soon as I make a brew, like Mum, are you making coffee? That and bacon, they
Mm.
obsess over the smell of it.
Oh, yes. Ain't nothing
They're
like
just
walking into a
big.
kitchen and smelling coffee and bacon. I mean,
I
it's like,
know.
oh God, somebody's cooking. Oh, I'm glad you're good.
Oh, that makes me smile as well.
Yeah.
You know, the AH stands want to demonise us, the J for J movement. But we're all good people. Every single person is genuine and a big hearted human being. I am proud to call friends. I love you guys. Well, I love all of yous. I'm
Yeah,
not
and
hiding
that's
behind
so
the
well
comment.
said. I mean, she's so right because this community is so amazing. I mean, you see so many kind-hearted people that are willing to just drop whatever they're doing to be there for one another. And the thing is the majority of us have never actually met face to face. A lot of us
Exactly.
we've never done anything but chat with, not even sit. There's only a few of us that are like doing this right here, where we're on.
Okay.
Hi, Captain Obvious, where where you can see our faces. So the fact that so many people are good old tease, yes.
Yeah, that's
But
my face as well.
yeah. But
Sorry, go on.
just the fact that they're ready to just drop what they're doing and be there for one another, it's just really, it's really amazing. It's a really amazing community.
Yeah, it is, and I've met so many amazing people, and everyone's been so calming, and being able to build a community up as well. Like you guys
Yeah.
welcomed me and Tammy with open arms, and
Yeah.
you've really supported both of our channels, and I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good morning, Patty.
Good
See.
morning.
And I love that we've been able to build each other up. It's even like on the
Mm.
Discord as well, on mine, and everyone's been so supportive. Like whenever anyone's ever been feeling down, everyone's like dropped things and talked to them. I can't always be on there, but the people who are on there have been amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where?
I'm
True
rarely on
hamster.
there.
I know you're rarely
Which
on
is,
social
it's
media
just,
anyway, aren't you?
yeah, I mean, I just, between my IRL stuff, and doing the videos, because just making a video takes time. And, by the time I get that done and then have my IRL stuff, I do good to get into any social media. So it's very rare that I'm on them. It's not because I don't want to, it's just time matters.
Yeah,
Can't get to it.
exactly.
Yeah.
True Pamsa, this awful thing that happened to Johnny has brought us all together,
Yeah.
and it has. It really has.
Yeah.
It really
It
has.
really has. And I hate
Uh,
that that's what brought us together, but it's also, in our support for him, it's brought us so much. Good morning.
that's my cousin, Aaron.
Oh, hello. Got a
Yes.
great cousin.
Yes, that's on my Irish side, on my dad's side.
Ah,
Yes.
yeah,
Um, Alexandra says, "Thank you for bringing us together." Well, thank you for like,
yeah,
accepting us as well and being supportive, subscribing to our channel, sharing our videos, and helping us grow. Because at the end of the day, we could make the videos or whatever, but none of it would give us the open goal if it weren't for you guys leaving like your messages of comfort, coming on the streams and chatting with us, and
yeah.
being there. And tomorrow's Johnny Depp's birthday.
I
And I think
know.
it's amazing to celebrate the community that is developed through the supporting of him,
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
yeah. Celebrate the community that's come together because of him. You
I
don't
don't
do
welcome.
anything but be a little turd.
He's being a troll right now. He does
Yes, I'm
welcome
a
people though. Gelf talks to everybody. He's having us on. I've seen him in my
troll away.
Discord. Troll away. But he
I
really
love
has.
I love Dale. He's such a little turkey, but I
I
love
know.
him to death.
The little turkey. Good and trust God. Look at our community with JD compared to the
Yeah.
succubus
But,
and his.
yeah, she's so right though. I mean,
You were saying the
when
other
we're
day you
doing
get a
this,
sense of evil like around
yeah,
her
yeah,
anyway.
yeah, and it's so true. When we're doing this stuff, we have to watch a lot of her crap. And I have to and just listening to her on the audios, and
Yeah.
it's like the further this goes, and the harder she pushes, it's like the evil is just becoming more surrounding of her. You can see it, you can feel it. And y'all, I'm not one of the, you can ask Keeley, she knows I am not one of these people that knows any of this stuff or recognizes it. But with her, there are times that I feel things. It's
You are
not
though.
often. Yeah, well, see,
You
the
might
thing
not
is it's not
understand
often.
it. You
Yeah,
might not understand it, but you do feel
yeah. I
things.
mean,
Like,
I know that,
look at what you
you
picked up
know,
with me and Gary.
yeah. I told the two of them that they had the hots for each other, y'all, just so you know. But,
Mm.
but that's the thing. There are, when I feel something, it's very strong, and it's not, it's not something that happens to me all the time. But with, just like with, with Geely, with Gary
Geely.
and Keely, I knew that I saw something on a stream we were on Rob's. I knew I saw it between the two of them. Neither one of them said anything in particular, but I saw it and I felt it. And the same is happening with her, except that I am seeing and I'm feeling just flat out pure evil. And I've only had that happen one other time in my life. And I had been saving it for the live stream that Gary was going to do months ago, and he's never done
I'm gonna
it.
arrange one. I'm gonna arrange one. Don't worry.
Okay, well, then I'll save the story. But yes, I've only had that happen one other time in my life, and I was right about it. So, and I'll tell you on that stream.
Yes, we're
Save
gonna set a
that.
paranormal stream
Yeah,
up. Oh God, my back, my shoulder
yeah.
blade's hurting.
I'm
Absolutely, and we don't have
sorry.
to meet because well, I know you're in pain as well. We're in pain together today, me and Tammy. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
like hidden behind the comment. Absolutely, and we don't have to meet because we meet in the May. The determination to support Johnny Depp as he struggles for finding the path to justice. We are same. And what have they done? Nada. No, they
No.
just try and bring
Yeah.
people down. Well, missed comments skipped on there. A girl says,
Well, and
I'd
so
rather throw cupcakes at you. Give me some
Throw me
cupcakes.
some. Yes, I love cupcakes. Throw them this way. But going back to what Pamster said, I just want to use it's a good slide into something to remind everybody. You know, we are working on. I'm going to the trial, and I'm going to get an Airbnb. And what I'd like to do while I'm wanting to be there for the full 3 weeks. It'll just depend on money, you know. But what I'd like to do is at different times while people are coming in, because there's a lot from this community that are going to be coming. I'd love for us to do some meetups and make some plans for things to do, you know, outside the trial every day. Because you know, I'm not Tug and I'm not a reporter, so they're not going to let me in. I don't have any false beliefs about that. But we can be there and support Johnny. And so, you know, I'd like for us to do some things together as a community. And Captain Obvious is in the chat. She has got some things going, working on some crowdfunding. So, you know, if you're interested in working toward helping people raise some money that would like to go, that may not have the money to go, get up with her. And, you know, she's Captain Obvious on Twitter. Captain Obvious, you can tell everybody where to find you. You know, I'll let you.
Oh, just seeing this
Oh, the
comment.
story.
Yeah. You got to wait. The suspense. You're
Yeah,
going to have some suspense.
yeah,
That'll bring you to
yeah.
my stream. You can.
Yeah, and it is something that really happened to me, and yeah, it'll be great though. But yeah, y'all get in touch with her if you are interested in helping out with some crowdfunding or have some ideas. I mean, I've had one member of the community, hi Jorge, email me and sent some different ideas. One that I really loved was she sent, there are some patterns, and those of you that sew, like Pamster, um, for pirates costumes, you know, from the
Oh.
Halloween. You can find them in Simplicity, but they look so much like Captain Jack. You know, if you're interested in doing some, as Keely would call it, fancy dress, you know, that I'd wear it. I can't sew though, so I'm kind of screwed unless I can buy one. But you know,
Yeah.
and it could be something you could sell. You know, something like that. Just different ways. Yes, I think she told me I don't have the email on me right now, but I think it was a simplicity pattern. I believe. Look in there. Hi, Renee. Look in there and see. I bet you'll find something good, Pam.
Yeah, and it's good to, you've got like a year, so if you want to create
Yeah,
something to take to the trial that you're gonna go
yeah,
next year, it's amazing to start now. Like
yeah,
on my Discord, we have a hobby section. So if you're gonna create something, share it in there so we can all see your journey.
yeah.
Because people like me in the UK can't go to a trial. To see
Mm,
your journey of getting to the trial, if you're gonna create something to get there, it's gonna be amazing for the likes of me and
mm.
other people in the community to watch who can't go.
And so,
Um,
like, for this comment you had up
sorry.
with Dies, that's the whole point of what Captain Obvious is doing is we're working to get some, try to raise some money to maybe help some people out. There's no guarantees, but that's what we're working toward. And so, you know, don't give up hope. You still got a year.
Yeah, you got like a whole
Yeah.
year until
Yeah.
the trial. So there's a lot. Sorry, it looks like I'm having an earthquake. I've got something on my screen.
Well,
Um,
look at what can happen in a year. You can create and have a child. There you go. Yeah. Start swimming now, Susan.
oh, I can't swim. I've got a sore. Ow, got a sore shoulder blade.
I think good for
It's
your
on my
shoulder.
left. It's on my left side, but it's when move this my right arm. I know. I just love
I
the
don't know.
glaze
It's
that
the
you have
purple.
around you. You look like you've got like you're
Mm.
glowing.
Oh, thank you. It's
Yes. We can all look
yeah,
forward to it together, yeah, and I love that. And so
yeah.
much has been coming out, and like I've not read the
Oh,
recent documents yet. I don't know if you did, the ones from the other day.
the newest ones. Are you talking about where ACLU
Yeah,
responded?
yeah,
I hadn't read them yet. I had planned on reading them yesterday, and I didn't get the opportunity.
yeah. They're very. I started reading it, and
Have you
basically,
got them where you
what
pull
was
them up?
put him?
Have you got them where you can pull them up? I'm really interested in it. Send me a link because I hadn't even gotten the
Yeah.
link yet. That's how behind I am, y'all. Y'all have to look over me. I'm having a rough hair day.
Um, 1 second, guys. Yeah, I'll put this comment up whilst I'm trying to look for the link. 1 second.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure I downloaded these.
like I'm wearing a tent. I have that happen. Yeah. I just about have to buy a tent sometimes to find it to fit me right. Oh, a dollar Captain Jack would be awesome.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
I would really love to send JD a doll, cats and Jack. Gonna make that happen. I have never had success with clothing really like blouses, yes, but I feel like I'm wearing a tent. Well, I can't wait to see the doll that you're gonna make.
Yeah. I mean, I know it. Yeah, I haven't read them either, Margo.
Let me try and find it. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're
So,
fine.
so unprofessional of me.
Well, we didn't talk about that we were going to talk about this today.
I
So,
know we didn't know. If we could talk about this doll, I'll change the thumbnail at the end. Like, okay, let me see if it's on Lower Bees.
yeah,
Well,
my daughter started summer semester. So she's got all her college stuff out down here. So I would end up knocking things over trying to find where I've got it at because I think it's on my phone, but I'm not sure if I even got it on my laptop. And it's at the moment buried under some of her college stuff. She's on her
yeah.
summer semester, so it's 4 weeks, and she will be working very hard because she's taking full time. So I'm trying not to disturb too much of her stuff. And yet another reason for my exhaustion is she's in school and I'm taking care of the baby. So
Right, I think I'm nearly at them now. I think. Let me try.
I know I'd like to read them, and I hadn't seen. I saw where the Unboxed PhD did something on them, but I don't know about watching his videos, y'all, personally.
This is so
Heard some
funny.
stuff.
Oh, we've got Tanya here as well. Howdy,
Okay.
everybody. JFD's got 317 subscribers.
Yay!
Well done, my love.
Good. Way to go.
Well done. Keep growing.
That's it.
Pam says, I'll make a slideshow of its progression and tweet it out when I send it. Working on some more tug related things, hinted at it in Discord. Hee hee hee, you guys are so sweet to support my art and I love that we can all support everybody. Hi, Mandy
Yeah.
G as well.
And the stuff she's done with Tiny Tug and all that. Good Lord. That's amazing. You have a real gift. I've always wanted to be artistic, and so far, I'm not. But I love, yeah, that was kind of what I was talking about. But,
Oh, I don't know who that is. That
yeah,
person.
yeah, it's a YouTuber. But,
Oh, right.
um, I love watching other people's art and how they come about it. So that'd be really cool, Pam.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of the things I've heard.
Let me This has been annoying as
That's
heck.
the way it always goes when you're trying to do something on the spot there in your own live. It's like it doesn't want to work. It's the way it happens for me every time.
Oh, and I glitched out. I thought I glitched out on you then. I never got to do college, but I can definitely sew my way out of a paper bag.
Me too. Well, I can't sew, but I know what you mean.
I can sew a little bit, and I've been learning myself to knit as well,
Mm,
which I'm not the best at, but I'm learning. Like I'm learning myself. It's like my first ever time.
well, as y'all can
Yeah.
see, both wrists are wrapped. I have carpal tunnel on both hands, so kind of out of the question at this point in time to even
Right.
try. I used to do a simple crochet, but never tried knitting. Never. I couldn't sit still long enough. I was one of those kids that had to be on the go constantly.
Do you want me to send you this on Twitter or WhatsApp?
Yeah, it don't matter. Just wherever you want to send it.
Okay.
Which, if you can send it on Twitter, I think I see my laptop. I might be able to pull it up if you want me to.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see. Oh gosh.
Talks about. Let's send this. I'm sending it as a link to you. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Ignore that. Bloody hell. I just sent you saying about to go live. Right, there you go. That's one that says link sharing. I'm pretty sure this is one here. Affirmation of Stephanie Teplin.
Sorry. Of course.
Margot says, Tammy, you are a writer and that's an
Huh. Oh yeah. I haven't say, but with my hands recently, I haven't got to do a lot of writing, so that really, I guess it makes it hard. But thank you, Margo.
Is this the right one, Tammy?
I'm
Sent
still
you.
trying to get into my
Oh,
Twitter. Just saying.
alright. Let me know when
My
you're in it.
laptop is
Oh,
oh
she.
gosh. Yeah, I have arthritis. It's not very good. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm getting confused. I was just gonna say that they've brought a new thing out, but it's not arthritis. Bringing a new medication out for dementia. I was getting mixed up between. How can I get bloody mixed up between the two? Nothing I like. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
I don't
With
know
me.
either. No.
All right, let's see. Hold on, it's downloading just a second. All right, let's see. Got it open. Okay, yeah, this would be it because it starts out telling who she is and that she's counsel for the ACLU. Fully familiar. So yeah, this was the right thing.
Yeah, I've got it now. Cat's obvious. It was the documents from when, what's she called? Stephanie Teplin.
Yeah, from ACLU responding to Johnny's request to the New York Supreme Court.
It sounds like all they did is get pisser.
Yeah.
From what I started reading it.
Well, and yeah, with what came out from Pop Topic yesterday, and yeah, forgive that video I did yesterday. That was crap. I should have just kept the first. And in fact, I talked with Captain Obvious a little bit about this. The reason I kept recording it was I don't want to offend anybody, and so I have to be very careful. But the whole thing, and if it's true now, y'all, we have to remember that that is an article from a news source, but I mean, the tipster, the person who sent the email to them, they never state who they are, or either they wanted to keep their identity quiet. So, you can't confirm everything. And and two, it's kind of their opinion, what they're seeing. But what bothered me and what upsets me about this whole thing is that it boils down to politics. And you got to be really careful because you don't want to offend people. I don't want to offend anybody. And I'm of an age where I've always been, we can agree to disagree when it comes to politics, but it's like that's all changed in today's climate, and it's very scary. Yeah, and and that's why I kept recording it, because I was like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. I'm probably gonna piss some people off, So, but yeah, no, we're just talking. But we were looking for the ACLU response, and Keeley had just said that it sounds like they got pissy when she started reading it, and I was like, yeah, it comes back to politics.
Yeah,
You look at,
it is
if you take
very
into
political.
consideration, yeah, and I can see why they're getting pissy about it. They stand to lose a lot, because if that stuff from that article is true, then this can all bite them in the ass, and hard. And I mean, they've already had some other things come out to be fake. Not necessarily ACLU, but that whole movement that it's behind. Yeah, does anyone know why people wanted the muskrat to trend with I love Elon? No. I didn't know anything about that. Ew. I'm sorry. Well, Elon's getting some bad press too for what he's done with Bitcoin. He pulled some crap. Pulled some crap with Bitcoin. And so, people are getting pissed at him too. So I imagine there's somebody, maybe it's trying to change the narrative that's coming out now. Maybe they're trying to, damage control.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, that's just my opinion. Just reading that sentence, that's the first thing that come to my mind is damage control.
What's the Pop Topic article? I've not read that one.
Oh, have you not read that? Let me go back to Twitter
one.
and I'll send it to you. Yeah, it came out yesterday. Hold on, I've got it bookmarked. And it's a really long article, but what it is a former New Line Cinema exec exposes politically motivated plot to destroy Johnny Depp. I'll share it, and I'll tag you in it, Keeley.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have a quick look at that. I might summarise it all a little bit. Because sometimes that legal jargon is a bit mind-bending.
Yeah, and it's Okay, I just retweeted it and sent it to you. That article, man, when I read it yesterday, God, I read it 1,000 times, y'all. It's just, if it's true, and that's the whole thing, is nervous for Johnny, because the thing is the people who are doing this, they're not concerned with, they don't really give a damn if he's guilty or innocent. They have an agenda to push. They have movements and political, these like the Violence Against Women's Act, these acts that go into Congress. The thing is, behind all of these acts that get pushed and get accepted and stuff, there's millions upon millions of dollars in funding. Good morning, Annie. So, it goes into, they don't care about who's right.
You saw the live stream up that was scheduled for last night UK time.
Is
You've been
that
so
that
busy.
one? Yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot. And so, for those of you who don't know, my granddaughter fell Saturday, and she has a place on her head right here. And so we had to go back to the emergency room in the middle of the night, and we were at the emergency room till like 4 o'clock in the morning. And so I didn't sleep any Saturday night.
Yeah.
And it's had me, I've not got adjusted back yet. So y'all forgive me for, I don't remember putting the live stream.
But
I
when
don't
you've
even
got a lot
remember
going
it.
on like that, your head could go
Yeah.
west a little bit, can't it?
Mm-hmm. And,
Obviously, we didn't do
well, and
Sunday talks, did we? Because
yeah,
we were streaming, and then I think it's because you said you might have set it up when you were saying that you might do it tomorrow, and then obviously you might have
yeah,
been really busy yesterday, probably busy
yeah,
yesterday.
and it's like I told Keeley before we came on, I'm not feeling good physically. Between hurting, I feel like I'm trying to get sick. So, and I don't mean to use it as an excuse, but it is true. I had a mini stroke a few years ago, and my memory is one of the things that is affected. So I'm sorry.
No,
Forgive
it's
me.
alright. Don't say.
I
You
feel
don't say
bad though.
so.
I feel awful.
It-
Uh, didn't even realize I had one scheduled, y'all. Oh, thank you, Tanya. That whole pop topic article that really has me thrown, because the thing is one of the things I thought about reading it, and I don't think I mentioned it in the video I did. I probably did in one of the times I recorded it, but they
Sorry.
talk about how they talk about some really major cases, and the one boy who got sentenced to 4 years because it wasn't because he was guilty, but it was because they felt like they needed to find him guilty because of the climate around them. Good morning, Rose.
Good
And I
morning,
keep
Rose.
thinking, shit, what just happens with Johnny? I mean, it's already happened in the UK. He was found guilty in the UK, or well, he didn't win, in the UK. And so, and the thing is these people want power. It's
That's so random, Tanya. Sorry.
and they they want power, and they want the funding. I mean, they're going home to $1 million mansions. They don't care if he's innocent or not, and that bothers me.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, we got a really good judge, I think, but it just takes one juror and who's to say that they don't try to buy them off? Who's to
I
say?
know.
I mean, there's just so much that could go wrong, and when you bring politics into the mix, it makes it that much worse.
I know, because politics, there's so much corruption around it, and
Oh God,
um,
yeah,
the thing is with politics, everybody has their own views.
yeah,
Opinions are like arseholes, everybody has one, and some of them are a bit
yeah.
shitter.
And that's the thing with the American political climate. It has gotten to where you either follow what certain people think, or you're wrong. And that's not the way it should be. That's what I'm saying. I'm of an age where
That was a TikTok
uh,
notification, not a message off Gary.
I'm of an age where it was, we can agree to disagree, but it
Yeah,
doesn't
me
seem to
too.
be that climate anymore. It's either, well, if you don't believe the way I do, then you're wrong and I'm going to destroy you. That's what our climate has become politically. And it's disturbing to say the least.
Well, I'm just glad that I avoided that, to be
Yeah.
fair. Um,
Well, and it is with Johnny, it's so sad because, I mean, he has said on more than one occasion, I don't give a about politics. And then here it is,
yeah.
this crazy woman who's tried to destroy him has now brought politics into it too because she's too stupid to realize that she's just a pawn in a political game. They don't care about her any more than they care about Johnny.
Yeah, she's just a
And
pawn.
yeah,
No
and
pun intended to the
politics.
pornos. Good morning,
Good morning,
Saba.
Saba.
Captain Obvious thought that was Gary too messaging, but no, you'll be getting ready for work right
That's
about
what I was
now.
going to say. Wouldn't he be getting ready to go? Because it's 6:30 his time. Yeah, so he's probably going to work,
Yeah,
folks.
you'll be getting ready to go to work, and I'm here
He's
off here.
earning that money to get to the UK.
Yes, I
Yeah.
know. Cannot wait.
No.
Um, well, it costs a lot of money though.
Yeah, it's
It's
not.
thousands. It's not like hundreds. It's thousands of
Yeah, it's not
dollars.
like me making a trip down to see Gary. Do that for a few $100s. It's going to cost him quite a bit of money to cross an ocean.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That woman, Michelle, whatever face is she a main person in Me Too?
You talking about that Dalbert? Have you got the article pulled up from Pop Topic that I sent you on Twitter?
Yes.
Okay, it names her
Let's
in
read
there. I
it.
know who's talking about it. Yeah. Let me
Right,
let me
okay, let's go
open it
through this.
too.
I'm going to turn my camera off then.
Okay.
Okay, that was a WhatsApp, but it wasn't Gary, it was my friend. It wasn't Gary, it was my friend
Alrighty.
Charlotte. A film industry insider who has worked with many A-list talents and has a wealth of experience sent us an absolute bombshell email that could potentially expose a plot to destroy Johnny Depp, all in the name of activism, and politics. A former production executive at New Line Cinema believes that Amber Heard may have been contacted by an influential and well-connected member of an activist group and the author of the infamous Emily Doe letter to get her organisation worldwide recognition by smearing one of Hollywood's most beloved actors. This bombshell email exposes the motives of a corrupt political activist group. Amber Heard was one in a line of ambassadors that had been recruited by non-profits closely associated with the Violence Against Women Act and the Obama/Biden Office of Civil Rights. The same group who wanted to engage young women voters and thought that the sexual assault and DV conversation would engage them, which it did. The insider explains that the Office of Civil Rights was run by activists who have been vehemently against due process in campus SA cases, resulting in approximately 700 federal lawsuits, of which 300 or so have been ruled in favour of an accused student whose due process rights were denied. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Um,
You see what I'm saying? This is
that's bad. That to not have your
yeah.
rights.
And one of the things I kept thinking about yesterday is I've got a daughter in college. And of course I don't want anything to happen to her. But should something happen, I expect her to go to court. I expect her to call out whoever did that to her. But I expect them to have the right to due process, to have the right to a trial, to have the
Yeah.
right to a fair trial. Because at the end of the day, if it was switched, if you flipped a switch and it was my daughter being accused, I'd want her to have due process. And so you
Yeah.
can't, what this undoes and what people doesn't get is that you can't just demand that, well, I don't want to talk about it. It hurts me. And so I don't, they don't deserve their due process. No,
Mhm.
it has to be both ways.
It does have
You
to be both ways.
can't have
Everyone
it
has
that
their
way.
rights. Yeah, everyone
Yeah,
deserves due
and
process. Even Turda deserves due
right,
process. Due
right. She
process.
deserves her day in court. And
Yeah.
we're seeing where 300 or so have been ruled in favor of an accused student whose due process rights were denied. That's a
Mhm.
scary thing.
That is
Yeah,
scary. Yeah, let's
yeah,
carry on. It says
yeah,
more here. Several
yeah. That's
students
long.
faced criminal trials that out of this term. The most famous of these trials were New Hampshire versus Owen Labrie in 2015 and People vs Brock Turner in 2016. There is also the infamous Rolling Stones I don't want to say it on stream, on campus story, which turned out to be a fake too. Yet these trials, the Rolling Stones magazine article, and now the Amber Heard ACLU piece all tie back to the same operatives. Professor Michelle, uh,
Michelle
yeah, sorry, I was reading it as
Dauber,
Michael Darber, maybe I don't know. Catherine Lamon, I think, Layman,
Lamont, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird
Law
name.
Laura L. Dawn, the creation of Dear Colleague, a federal directive that was unregulated but introduced in 2011 by Joe Biden and which foreshadowed #MeToo movement, the bombshell email reads. The insider referenced the Chessie Prout, then 15-year-old girl, New Hampshire vs. Owen Labrie trial and reveals that she was recruited by Laura L. Dunn in spring 2015 before the trial in August 2015. She brought with her the sensationalized and tainted media. Chanel Miller in People vs. Brock Turner appears to have been completely taken over by Michelle Darber, who was colluding with the DA for a #MeToo political group. The insider adds in their bombshell email. But yeah, this is so scary. This case is
Yeah,
getting more vindictive.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You see what I'm saying? This whole, and I think this has a lot to do with what's kind of aggravated or initialized. I was having anxiety issues before the stream, y'all, and I think this is adding to it. But to answer, I think it was Tanya maybe that asked. I think this Michelle Dauber, yeah, I think she's kind of the whole crazy Me Too movement cover. You know, she's kind of the big guy in that. Mentioned Brock Turner, but didn't elaborate. Are they saying he wasn't given this? That's what it looked like to me, Captain Obvious. And if you
Yeah.
go back at that last paragraph she read right before this, it talked about 700 cases have been brought with over 300 not having their due process. But if I remember correctly, I think he fought for his due process. And I think he got it. And well, we'll go on as she reads them. But
Yeah.
I was confused by it too. I see what you're talking about.
Yeah. Because it says the most famous of because it says that they weren't given their due process, and the most famous of these, so it is like basically saying that they wasn't given their due process.
Yeah.
Anyway, it says here, Chessie's Prout's family moved to DC in 2016, and she became an ambassador for PAVE, or PAVE, whichever one you say it, which is a fraudulent organisation. In my opinion, the insider states, Chessie Prout was a vessel for them to use, and she was fed a script for the Labrie trial, so they could turn him into the face of a high school entitled arrest, let's call it an arrest, yeah, even though the jury acquitted him of felony R. So he was acquitted. He probably would have acquitted him altogether if the prosecutor hadn't worked with Laura Dawn and company to mislead media and jury on the DNA. Semen sperm couldn't be attributable to him in TV interviews, and in Chess's book they use the exact same talking points that Amber Heard was given by the ACLU. That sentence just confused, that marshmallowed my head, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, when this trial was going on, basically, if you, and you see, since you've got it pulled up, you can see the next paragraph there. He did end up getting some time, and this is a high school boy, y'all. This is a high school boy. And the thing is what they did is they did the same thing with the media. They did the exact same thing she's done. And so they made him out guilty. But if you look, it says right there that sperm DNA, which is what it would take to, which, I mean, yeah, I know that don't necessarily have to get to that point for it to be that. But I don't know all the ins and outs in this case, but if I remember correctly, it was a full on of what he was accused of. And so that couldn't be attributed to him. So what they're saying here is that this boy was innocent.
Mm-hmm. It says Owen Leverie was convicted of SA and sentenced to 12 months in prison for flirting with Prout on the internet. How can you get convicted for flirting?
Well, read the next sentence there too. See if this doesn't sound familiar.
Although Prout responded and engaged in the flirting, she later told the court that she only did it out of fear.
Sound familiar?
And then it says in big writing, it's very, very political. It says that in very bold, big writing.
Yeah.
Okay, so it carries on. Amber Heard joined the Brett Kavanaugh
Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh's his last name. Yeah, it's spelled weird, but it's Kavanaugh. Yeah.
U.S. Supreme Court confirmation protest in front of the Supreme Court on October 4th, 2018 in Washington, D.C. The ACLU has strongly referenced Kavanaugh in their talking points, as pointed out in the bombshell letter. The insider adds the original reports of this noted the letter came from a Stanford law professor, which would be Michelle Darber too. But isn't it interesting how closely associated Amber Heard is to Michelle Darber, and how her talking points from the ACLU also include Donald Trump and Brett Kavanaugh, and title IX Campus SA.
Yeah, that's that Title IX stuff that's been going on in the United States. And if you'll remember in the op-ed, Brett Kavanaugh's not mentioned by name, I don't think, but Donald Trump is mentioned by name. Title IX is mentioned by
name. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll have to explain this to me in a minute, because obviously I don't really know US politics.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's US politics, and that's what's so scary. And this Title IX, I don't know a whole lot about it. I'm going to look into it, but I think there's been a lot of controversy around it. Like, I don't watch a lot of American politics because it causes me so much anxiety. But even me who doesn't watch politics and doesn't get into this, I've heard of this stuff. So I think there is definitely controversy around it. I don't know where I land one way or the other with it, but if it takes away due process, I can tell you exactly where I land on it.
Yeah, me
so,
too. Okay, let's carry on. The insider adds the original... Wait, have I just read that? I don't know. The original reports of this noted the letter came... Oh, yeah, I just did.
Yeah. Scroll down under her butt ugly picture.
Oh, it's not showing me any pictures for some reason.
Oh, well, I
Um,
had to stand there and look at her.
look at me.
Yeah.
In a Glamour article published the following month, Amber Heard says her career is most inspired by Palestinian American activist Yasmin Mahala, I think,
Sounds
and
good.
Stanford University law professor Michelle Darber, who supported and allegedly wrote the Emily Dole letter in the Stanford R case. It's those women who deserve the spotlight, she said. I am humbled just to amplify their voices.
Yeah, great. How much you want to bet that Amber Heard didn't know who Michelle Dauber or Yasmin Mahali was before the ACLU article? I mean, the Washington Post op-ed. I bet she didn't know who the hell either one of them was. Because,
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, exactly.
Me too, Tanya. I've got a son.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, look, I am all for people getting justice if something like this, something horrible like this happens to them. But at the same time, I am for people having rights and their rights not being taken away. And just because, well, we see this in the Amber Heard case. Just hey, Jerry, just because somebody shouts or cries wolf doesn't mean that's exactly what happened to them. And we can't, as a people, just automatically run with the pitchforks. We've got to have proof. And people, what you have to keep in mind is what I said a while ago. If it's happened to you and you're accusing someone, they deserve the right to process. Just like if somebody accuses you, you want the same for you.
Yeah.
It's that do unto others thing.
Yeah,
You do unto
treat
others
those how you
right.
want to be
Treat
treated.
others, yeah, and that's the thing. And people's trying to take this away. Y'all, I'm sorry, my hair's driving me crazy.
Oh, yeah,
This
that's
morning,
fine. Totally fine.
but yeah, it goes into that, yeah, and they're trying to take it away from us.
Right, let's see what the next one bit says. Okay, so it says the insider referenced this article in their email. Well, this is interesting regarding Michelle Darber and Amber Heard, who had Roberta Kaplan representing her. Kaplan confounded Time's Up with Tina Titchin, I think, who from the start was involved with dear colleague. Kaplan defended Columbia University against Paul Nunsinger when he Title IX sued them over Mattress Girl / Emily Sulkowicz.
Sure.
I don't know.
I have no idea how you pronounce that name. Some weird names in this article.
I know. I'm sorry if I butchered any names. I don't mean to offend. Kaplan even famously said that she didn't think that his education had been significantly impacted. Mattress Girl was featured heavily in the Haunting Ground documentary Propaganda that was debunked, and also in Carry That Way protest that Michelle Darber led. Florida State University president denounced the Haunting Ground documentary. A group of 19 Harvard law professors wrote that it provides a serious false picture both of general sexual phenomenon at universities and of our students, accused in a case depicted in the film. May 2016, Amber Heard and Johnny Depp divorce. The box to tick for DV is the only box left blank, the former production executive claims. Ooh. So it's about ticking their boxes for their political gain. Oh,
And it
that just
makes
probably winds
sense.
me up.
Yeah, exactly.
This is like going down a big rabbit hole, this. Michelle
It
Darber
really is.
fraud in big writing. Big writing, Michelle Darber fraud. In June 2016, Emily Dole letter read on House floor leading to what was that word?
Bipartisan. That basically means Republican and Democrat.
Okay.
It means that they decided to work together after this was read.
Okay, workforce to end D&SV. A VOA, which is a Freedom of Information Act, email dumped by a local journalist in Santa Clara County shows that Michelle Darby actually wrote the Emily Doe letter and not Chanel Miller. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And that the entire People versus Brock Turner trial and the recall of Judge Pertzger that followed involved behind the scene conclusion between Michelle Darby and the district attorney. Darby allegedly being investigated for election fraud.
Okay. So does that sound familiar? The ACLU wrote Amber Heard's op-ed.
Yeah.
Apparently, this Michelle Dauber wrote the Emily Doe letter that was used in a trial, and it wasn't the Chanel Miller that was part of the trial. Sound familiar?
Wow.
Yeah.
This is just getting worse and worse.
Yes.
The Emily Doe letter was called the hashtag MeToo Manifesto by Michelle Darby. So basically, it's like a fake movement that was apparently created for DV survivors, which was literally just for
Yeah.
political gain. Now that part
Exactly.
winds me up. They're basically playing on people's real lives and emotions here.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. That's what has me so mentioned last night's stream that Kamala Harris was an attorney district. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, they definitely have connections. They are, and like you said just there in that, I don't think they're friends or anything, but they definitely have some. Yeah, same script, Margot. Yeah, exactly, same script.
It is. Okay. The Emily Doe letter was called the hashtag MeToo Manifesto by Michelle Darby. It also led to Joe Biden writing an open letter to survivors reading, I do not know your name, but I know that a lot of people failed you that terrible January night and in the months that followed, Biden wrote. It must have been wrenching to relive what he did to you all over again, but you did it anyway in the hope that your strength might prevent this crime from happening to someone else. Your bravery is breathtaking. So he written that to a fake letter.
Yeah, yeah,
What the fuck?
exactly. Yet they're still doing all this. That's the thing. This stuff has been shown apparently to be fake, but it's still a movement, and they're still pushing forward because you know what? At the end of the day, they don't give a damn about actual victims. What they give a
Yeah,
damn about is power and money. Because how many of those victims get that money? How many of those victims get that funding? Very
exactly.
few, if any. Yeah, you are right. They
Yeah.
are
High caffeinated
extremely
as well.
disgusting. And yeah, you couldn't trust them as far as you could throw them. And I honestly wouldn't walk across the street to piss on any of these people if they were on fire.
No. Put them out with petrol.
Yeah.
um, the bombshell email continues. November 2016, shortly after the Amber Heard's divorce, but before she accused Depp of DV, she met Michelle Darby at an awards show. In 2018, Amber Heard honoured Darby in her Washington Post ACLU op-ed about hashtag MeToo. The Virginia judge overseeing the defamation suit regarding the article ordered her to supply all correspondence with ACLU and anyone related by May 28th. Johnny Depp has petitioned SCNY as ACLU did not cooperate and has... What the hell's their life out now? Tell me 1 minute, it might be school.
Okay. We'll stop. I won't read any further so that she doesn't get lost in what's going on. But, here's the thing, just going over what she just read. Okay, so she meets Michelle Dauber at an awards show. In 2018, Amber Heard honored Dauber in her Washington Post ACLU op-ed about the Me Too. So, here, look, this woman is obviously a quote unquote activist. She's wanting to get her Me Too movement and she did get the Emily Doe letter and stuff read in Congress, which caused bipartisan agreement, caused our now president to write some creepy, cringy letter to her. And I'm sorry, y'all, but this is just utterly disgusting, because what bothers me about all of this, it's not about making things right. It's about taking away the accused's rights to a fair trial. It's about making them guilty until proven more guilty. That's not what this country was built on. That's not what a civil society does.
I'm so sorry, that was my daughter's school. They wanted to, I think it's hot today in the UK, and they wanted to just ring in to see if they could put some sun cream on her. But she's a
Oh,
bit sensitive, she gets allergic. She comes out with like a bit like a red hivey type rash, allergic
yeah,
reaction. I
yeah.
remember when it first happened, it freaked me out because I put it on her face and all her
Oh,
face went red. I'm like,
oh
my
no.
daughter's turning into a tomato.
Oh.
So I said, just put it on her arms and her legs. They've got a sensitive one. I said, she comes out in a rash. She's totally fine. Don't freak
Yeah.
out. It just,
I've lost you, Keeley. I don't know if everybody else can hear you, but I've lost you completely. Hello. Keeley, Keeley, Keeley. Okay, folks, I don't know what's happening here. I don't know if we're still, I don't know what's going on. Because I am a guest on Keeley's stream, so I can't look at anybody's comments or anything. But y'all let me know if y'all can hear. I'll pull up my YouTube and see if I can see what's going on, because I've lost Keeley completely. Let's see here. Get into my YouTube. Yes, Keeley. Just go ahead and like the video if you haven't liked it already. I said we got 21 likes. Okay. Okay, so y'all aren't able to hear her either. Oh, I've lost her completely. Maybe she's going out and coming back in. Yeah, so I'm gonna just quickly read some of the comments. I can't pull them up.
I'm
There she
so
is.
sorry.
That's
It kicked me
okay.
out, the twat.
I was like, I don't know what's going on.
It glitched me. I just
Yeah.
seen it started glitching. Do you want me to? Did you say you wanted to read some of these comments first?
Oh, I just was while I was waiting on you, I was just gonna read comments because I didn't know what else to do, and then I saw as you were gone, so I figured it would kicked you out and you were coming back in. So
Yeah, I'm so
I just wasn't
sorry.
going to go any further with the uh, article or
The
anything
article.
until you got back. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And the boo reference from Margot is because I always do that to Garrett. Like I'll go off the screen, mute myself, come back and go boo. Scares the life out of him. It's funny. Rose says hi, Keely love. Sherry says yay, Kiwi's back. I am back. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry if I've missed some of your comments as well. I'll try and go up a lot and see some of them because I know some of you have some amazing comments.
Yeah.
But let me carry on
And
with this. The bombshell email continues. In November 2016, shortly, I think I've read this bit, but it's all right. We'll just start from here. Shortly
yeah.
after Amber Heard divorce, but before she accused of DV, she met Michelle Darber at an award show in 2018. Amber Heard honoured Darber in her Washington Post /ACLU op-ed about #MeToo. The Virginia judge overseeing the defamation suit regarding the article ordered her to supply all correspondence with ACLU and anyone related by May 28th. Johnny Depp has petitioned SCNY as ACLU did not cooperate and have even been slammed for not being transparent with their moves. And in big writing it says ACLU smeared Johnny Depp. And the next part, because we already read that part, I just wanted to remind everyone where we was at.
Yeah.
The answer to our question concerned the ACLU would have been most useful to an issue raised by Miss Heard concerning the title of her op-ed. It is disappointing that the VPA chose not to be transparent in that regard, Mr. Chu wrote in response to an
Amicus. Or that's how I've heard it pronounced, so I don't know if that's right, but that's how I've heard it.
Brief request to have the trial thrown out. Documents released so far reveal that ACLU was working deliberately to smear Johnny with the op-ed, but working with her to use legal freedom of speech loophole to avoid being sued for defamation. The ACLU are now defendants in the upcoming trial. Ooh.
I don't think that's true.
I
He
don't know
hasn't sued them that I know of,
no,
which
he's
things
not
are
sued
moving
him
too
as of
fast.
yet, but I think that he can. He has got enough stuff there if he wants to sue them that he can.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for Johnny, though, it's about getting his reputation back. And I think for him, it's about that he never did these things to her. And he wants the world to know that. And so I think for him, he's not really concerned with, oh, yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Rose. I don't think he's, well, it goes back to what we were talking about earlier. He has stated before publicly, I don't give a about politics, and he doesn't. So I don't think he will, in the long run, sue them. He may decide to try to go after them, but I think for Johnny, it's about something more personal.
Yeah. I've got a big part in part in this defamation. Or they was literally
definitely
that the hand that wrote the pen, basically, what she was saying. I don't know if he'll be, he might just want to heal after this, but he might also be on a mission just to, get rid of corruption or whatever. But that's a big fight that one man can't do.
Right.
And
there's just and there's so many. I mean, when it comes to politics, once they grab hold of power, they don't give it up easily.
Oh, Tanya said. Well, they can do because they also helped to write the. They also helped to write the op-ed, so they possibly could be like, for example, the Sun one was Dan Wooten and the Sun. This could become Amber Heard and the ACLU.
Yeah, now I figured he probably could sue them with what's coming out, but as of yet, he hasn't sued them, and I don't think he's interested in it, which he may, like you said, they wrote the op-ed. So, they really are the ones who defamed him. But, it was her from the beginning, and I've heard this too, that, that she threatened him when he tried to break it off with her before they ever got married, and she threatened him with ruining him. I've heard this. So she had it in mind from the get-go that she was going to blackmail him. And so I think for him, it's more personal, but they are the ones that did it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes, Rose. Exactly. Yeah.
Right, let's carry on. Who does Amber Heard say she's inspired by? ? Michelle Darber, who per an FOIA email dump from 2019 appears to have written the Emily Dole letter that was read to Congress that she hailed as the #MeToo manifesto and which caused Joe Biden to say, I see you, to Chanel Miller, the insider concludes in their bombshell mail. Was Amber Heard recruited by Michelle Darber in May 2016, and that's why people got on board and published an article about how the divorce quickly spiraled into accusations of DV by Johnny. Is Johnny Depp a scapegoat in political plot to give the #MeToo movement power in oh my god, bleeding out.
To
Circumvent.
yeah.
In legislative law.
Yeah.
And that is the last bit of that. And I think that there's a big chance. I need a cig now after reading all that.
Yeah, tell me about it. See why I recorded the video 4 times yesterday and I'm still not happy with what I ended up putting, but I could not do it again.
Yeah, I will do this as a video as well.
It's which, like, just that last paragraph there where it talks about people jumping on and doing an article quickly. And if you think about it, yeah, they did. And look at how the media jumped on this.
Los Beyond Pluto said, although they can say in their defense they advised her not to use the word marriage, husband, etc., so could get away with it, I'd have to watch again to see exactly what she said.
Yeah. And I mean, Lost Beyond Pluto gives you some really good, when it comes down to the legal aspects, she's really good to watch. And I get what you're saying there too. It does make sense. I don't care. It makes sense that, and they did say, well, you gotta not say marriage and you can't refer to Johnny and things like that. So I could see where they could say it in their defense. But at the end of the day, I don't know, I guess it would depend on the jury and it would depend on the case. But at the end of the day, they wrote the op-ed. And if Johnny proves, I'm curious, did she say anything about that if Johnny won this case against Amber? If he won the defamation case, I wonder if that would play into a case with the ACLU. Because where this would differ from the Sun playing into this trial, it doesn't really... They're 2 separate trials. But if Johnny proves defamation based on the Washington Post op-ed, would it play into the ACLU if he decided to sue them? Yeah, I don't think it would. Oh, yeah, well, that's what I said earlier. She's just a pawn. They don't give a shit about her. They could care less. And and the thing is if this article is true, because we do have to keep in mind that this is based on an email from an unnamed informant who says they were an insider or an executive at New Line Cinema. So, that's all we have to go on as far as who this information is from. But if all of just taking it for what it is, and if all of it is true, their whole goal was to forward a movement that caused acts in Congress to be passed, which provided, I've looked at the Violence Against Women's Act, and I did a video talking about this. They got there's over $400 million set aside for funding for this act. And you know who gets that? It's the people like the ACLU and these different places that are supposedly defending the victims. So there's a lot of money at play at this. I understand that. And there's a lot of power at play, and that's what American politics is about at the end of the day, is about power. And they will throw her. They will slide her under that bus and hold her there for every wheel to run over her. They don't give a shit about Amber Heard. She is a pawn, just like these other women apparently were.
Yeah.
This Chessie woman and this Chanel Miller, these were pawns in political games, in power games. They don't care about these people. They don't care what happens to them. They don't care what happened to them. They are faces and voices.
Oh my God, guess what I've just received? Hi, Keeley. I just came across your YouTube channel. This is on Instagram. Let me just take that off your face. Listen to this. And wanted to contact you. I'm a producer at a certain place, an award-winning production company, and we're making a series for a major international streaming service about last year's trial between Johnny and the son and next year's trial in the US. I wondered if I could speak with you about the project to see if you might be interested in taking part. You may also reach me at blah blah blah. No, thank you, love. No, thank you.
God, are they
Wow.
just? I mean,
So desperate.
really? Yeah,
I know
and
that
I mean, are you
they
that
contacted loads
stupid
of
that you're just
people and
doing? Yeah,
sorry, go on.
yeah, and that they're that stupid to just hit copy and paste.
Yeah. Like we're not gonna
Yeah,
tell each other. I'm gonna
exactly.
oh sugar.
Oh my
Shit
God,
me the
that is
sugar.
so funny.
Tell me yours will
That
be
is so
next.
funny. It very well. Well, they might if they have actually watched mine. They know that I don't pay any attention to any of my stuff anyway. So I don't read half of my stuff. Y'all, I get a notice every day in my email. Your email's full. Get rid of some of this. Oh yeah, I might need to get rid of some of it. And I go through and get rid. I barely read.
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh God, that is. Here's E for
Um,
effort anyway.
I know. Nice try. Girl said Keeley stop. Stop what? Stop what? I didn't do anything. It
Oh
wasn't my fault.
my God, that's just so stupid. I mean, really, did they really think that somebody's gonna fall for this?
No.
You know, I mean, wow. Desperation
I know. For the one of these, is
smells
it one for these
strong.
documentaries? I've just shared it in my Discord if anybody wants to read it. I've just blanked out the. I'm not going to dox anybody, of course. It is cringe. You wouldn't want to have anything to do with an. No.
Yeah.
Should have asked how much because you aren't being paid by JDL. Yeah, how much? Because I ain't getting paid for this.
Yeah. So I made no money off this.
I haven't had one Johnny Scammer try. No, I think there is free documentaries that are being made, and they are contacting people in the community. They're contacting YouTubers, and I know they're contacted the likes of Querta as well. So could possibly be legit, but I'm not gonna talk to nobody about
Well,
anything. You want to see my shit?
even if
Just fucking look at it. But ask me
yeah,
a
well, you
question
know,
first.
Tug was talking about it, and he said, you know, it shows they may actually use you, but what they're going to do is make yeah, I have a limit. Yeah, I have a limit on mine too. But you know, I think the way Tug put it is that yeah, they're making they're making these documentaries, but the way that email reads, you can tell that it's going to be like they say something. They call you Johnny Depp supporter and
Yeah.
fans, and so they're going to make you out to not be a legitimate YouTuber. They're going to make you out to be a Johnny Depp fan, and
Oh no.
so yeah, no, thank you.
No
Yeah,
thanks.
yeah,
You can keep that.
yeah.
Have you had your email yet, Tammy? If not, it's to come.
Yeah, it probably is. Like I was saying, Kath, I rarely pay any attention to any of that stuff. If I am looking for something in particular, I might notice something, but very rarely. We were talking about this at the beginning of the stream. I don't have a lot of time, and so when it comes to anything outside of doing these or making videos, I don't really get to social media or get to all of the other stuff. So it's not on
No, I know.
purpose. It's just time. But I will get a laugh out of it if I see it. Yeah,
I just got a bloody
it
laugh out of it.
really is. It's that was a tough read. It really was. That was a hard one. It's a scary one. I'm
Yeah,
glitching like crazy.
am I glitching?
No, you're fine. I may go out and come back in if I
Oh yeah,
keep
you're
doing it.
not
It's like I'm
Oh no, you've
clearing up
stopped
now.
now. Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it was me then at first because I saw you glitching. I thought it was, am I glitching?
Yeah.
I've had 3 different people pretending to be Johnny, thanking me for my comment and want me to email them. I don't reply. Yeah.
Yeah, I get them sometimes in my comments on YouTube videos. I get them, and then Instagram especially. Every time I go on Instagram, if I look at my DMs, and God, be 15 messages from Johnny Depp, none of them being the Johnny Depp, but I'll have 15 messages from Johnny Depp, and I don't ever even bother with them.
Only thing I can think of why I've been contacted is because I did that video that was where it proved that the Sun edited the pictures of Amber Heard.
Yeah.
That's
that
was in that article. That's the only thing I can think of. But no, thank you.
Yeah, they're desperate.
Rose says, have to go. Getting you lovely, kind, intelligent, thoughtful peeps. Love and appreciate you all. Take good care of yourselves, okay? Hopefully see you on Keely's live tonight. Yes, I'm going to be live tonight doing my Oracle cards. That stream is already up. I will post the link in here if you want. If you want to see that, if you want to put the remind me on, let me get it up. Let me get that up. You on YouTube. That's so funny though, isn't it?
It's just, it's like, wow. And after reading that god awful, I mean, nothing against the article. The article is an amazing article because, like I said, if this is true, it really opens your eyes to what's going on. But it's also frightening and it's infuriating because the thing is these people are playing with people's lives, and you just have to think karma's a bitch, and God, I hope it comes back and bite. I hope karma bites all these people in the ass that are doing this. They deserve it. Because if you were really fighting for victims, you damn sure wouldn't want to be taking people down that are not the ones that actually did it.
Exactly.
You want to go after the real perpetrators of violence, the people that truly deserve to be taken down. Or at least in my eyes, that's how you do it.
I feel like that they'll twist. It's like that woman. Do you remember that woman who kept trying it? Like I had one off her a while ago as well. Who was writing articles, and she wanted to try and make it sound like she was on our side, but she was twisting the words, and that's what these documentaries would do. They basically just twist things what we say. So if anyone gets contacted by them and me, just block or just say no thank you.
Yeah. Well, and going back to the article with these, like that, these cases they talk about in particular, it reminds me of what around Colonel Kurt's channel. She had the girl, the Aurora Van Gogh, I think's her name. But they talk about feminism, and a lot of what's going on with some of these acts and some of these things, it's like the whole mindset of women has changed, just like the girl that showed up in our chat the other night on Rob's stream. It's like this whole mindset is being put into young women of that you're a victim and that you have no power. And
me too, Mel. That's one of the only ones that I do actually trust.
Well, I said in my video, they're hit and miss like everybody. Some things you're going to get right, some things you're not. And I'm glitching really bad. So
your voice isn't glitching, though.
Okay, well, I ain't worried about my face.
It's just your face is glitching.
My voice. Yeah, but, they're hit and miss like everybody, but and the lady, the Diane Anders that wrote this article, she's done a lot. She's really followed this case. No one can speak up for Johnny, so that would be an age favor, but I edit it. Yeah, that's it. They're gonna make you out if you as a YouTuber, go on to this thing. They're going to make you out to be, just like in that one article back several months ago, the obsessive Johnny Depp fans, And then the whole article was talking about how these crazy Johnny Depp fans have threatened people and they downvoted a woman's book and blah, 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 bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. They make you out to look like an idiot. So it's not worth your time. And I
Another
doubt they
tactic
pay
would
very
be
good.
for you all to agree to appear in the documentary, then sing JD's praises loud and clear, so they can't use it for their agenda or wasting their time and resources. Yeah, but the thing is, they can edit anything and clip it together to make it sound like whatever, like they did with Lily Rose.
Yeah.
In that
Yeah.
article, to make her sound like that, her dad deserved a second chance or whatever.
Yeah.
When
They
it was
will.
about something else, I won't trust it at all.
Yeah, I would. I don't know enough about it to even. I'm not. And I've heard people talk about, that they've been on shows and you sign contracts with these shows, and one of the things that's in them a lot of times is that you can't you have no say so over the editing, and so they can edit it to where they'll take certain words out of one sentence you said, and they'll edit together with another sentence you said and change into a completely different sentence. So it's not worth even attempting unless you just sat there through the whole thing. Johnny's innocent. Johnny's innocent. Johnny's innocent. Johnny's innocent. Johnny's innocent, and never said anything else. That'd be the only way they couldn't do it.
I know. That's what I mean. Like talking about it, they'll probably twist it.
Yeah.
Or put you in an awkward position. They probably tried to go for the big YouTubers and they've got no answer. So now they're trying the smaller channels now.
Yeah.
Who
And Claire Bear, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah. She did an interview with that Aurora Van Gogh, and I think that's her name. I may be wrong. But she talked about, she was contacted, and that's one of the things Kurtz talks about, is that whole thing against Manson, it's like a whole group. It's one woman that's contacted all of these so-called accusers. But one of the things they talk about, I caught on video, been told what to say. Yeah.
I need a
Oh
back
man,
that's so sad.
That's what is dangerous about all this. And Ellis, he put out a tweet not too long ago talking about how many men end up committing suicide over this. You're playing with people's lives, folks. This is something that's not okay. I don't care how much money you get. I don't care how much fame you get. I don't care what your reasoning is. You're playing with people's lives. You don't have a right to do that.
No, it's not. Kath says, that's true, Keeley Tammy, not worth the risk. They're so shady. I think you're doing the best thing to support and inform. Well, we've already been told that these 3 documentaries are going to be not in Johnny Depp's favour.
Yeah.
That they do these projects. We've already been told that. So
who's the big dog when it comes to media? Murdoch.
Exactly. So we've already been told that these 3 things are not going to be in JD's favour. So what's the point?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We may as well just get our
media.
word out. Yeah. We may as well just carry on getting our word out the way that we do. Just talking to you guys and because that's at the end of the day, we all know the truth. We all know what's what. We've seen the evidence, and everybody in this community, there's a lot of people have been really good at helping us YouTubers get that information out. It's like, for example, that video I was talking about, the one where the Sun newspaper, the pictures were edited. I found that on Twitter. I couldn't remember who shared it, but I did say in the video that I found this on going around Twitter. And if it wasn't for everybody looking at everything, it's like the woman on the bed, of the broken bed, where you see where you see a tool on the bed that could easily have been used to break that bed. I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
say it on the channel because of why it is. It could bring the stream
Yeah.
down. But if
Yeah.
you zoom in on the picture of that bed, you can actually see something that you'd use to take camping. Let's just say it like that, a pocket
Yeah.
tool thingamabob. And that's there, clear as day. It's like they basically
Yeah.
created a crime scene and left the evidence that they used to create that crime scene in the picture that they took. That apparently Johnny Depp's foot did. When in history have you known that somebody's bleeding foot can splinter a solid oak wood bed in that way?
Yeah.
Now
And it's
this
not
isn't just
like he went in
anybody.
Walmart and got a bed.
I know
Yeah. I
this
mean,
is the thousands of dollars bleeding bed, you know.
yeah, it's well made. And, that's the thing. And see, that's what worried me about, like, that one case they're talking about where the boy ends up getting 12 months. He was found not guilty, but, and see, that's what worries me about
I
this
remember
case.
this. Keela, do you remember when the British Big Brother, when Roxanne Pellets tried to accuse Ryan Thomas of abuse, went heck for the cameras? Yeah,
Mm.
it was just ridiculous. Like literally, like what Big Brother, literally the cameras are on him, and she accused him of hitting her, and he didn't hit her at all, and it could literally have ruined her career, his career.
Yeah. I
This is a
mean,
quick comment
and
here. Why do you think they want to destroy men in favour of women now? I know it's political, but what do they have to gain from it other than wanting women to be leaders of the world and the superpower? Well, the thing
that's what they have to gain.
the thing is that they've seen it as an opportunity. It's basically
Yeah,
like riding a wave. When anybody's hurting, they basically twist it to their agenda.
exactly.
It's
And
like the
they,
whole Black Lives Matter movement last year. That was twisted for a political gain when it's not. It's about real people's lives who were hurting,
yeah,
and then it was
yeah,
twisted.
exactly.
The same thing with like gay rights and stuff. Oh, it gets twisted into political movements, and then it loses its true movement, which is about helping the real life people who need that help in real life, who are going through struggles. DV survivors, SA survivors, CA survivors, bully survivors, everyone, and they twist it.
Exactly. And you answered your question there. Was it
By
Tanya, I think?
Alexandra. Yeah.
By Alexander. You answered your question. They get power. And once you get a hold of power, you don't, yeah. And I mean, I don't know what this whole thing is against men. Um, I personally love men. Um,
Oh, I love men too.
yeah.
Can't see your face.
Some of the greatest people I know are men. My dad. Dad is a wonderful man. I am, look, I'm all for whatever. Love who you want to love. That's your business. But don't push one sex aside in favor of another. And I don't believe in all this misogyny crap. I don't believe. Look, we are in 2021, folks. If there's ever been a time in the world that no matter your race, religion, sexual orientation, sex, gender, whatever you want to call it, that you've had equal opportunity, it's right now. It is right now. You have more opportunity than you've ever had, ever, at any point in time in history. You go back and look at actual history. Don't go back and look at the stuff that's being trying to be rewritten. Look at actual history.
Yeah.
Women have more power, more freedom than they've ever had. Different races have more power. And look, I know it's not true all over the world, but in this country in particular, in the United States, you have more than you've ever had. And this whole movement of making women into victims. Yes, we can be victims. You're right. We can be victims, but we have a power as women. And I refuse to live my life as a victim. If anybody could live their life as a victim, it'd be me. Y'all don't know how many physical and mental things I have to deal with every day. But I refuse to live my life as a victim. And I will never do anything because a man sits there and says to me, well, you do this, and me say, well, I did it out of fear. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. And for this,
Abuse
yes,
has no
abuse
gender.
has no gender. Exactly. It can happen to anyone. And I don't know what this deal is with turning women into these little, oh, I'm so afraid. I can't do anything. Big bad man did it to me. No, no. It can happen, yes.
We are going
I
back in
I
time.
agree. I agree, Tanya. I think we're going back in time. And I don't think that any of these people that's wanting to do that ever lived in, yeah, and
We literally have
they're
a
being drawn into
queen.
it. Yes.
We literally have a female monarch, and we had.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
And she's one of the greatest monarchs you've ever had. You know,
yeah,
when you
longest
start
ruling
looking
monarch.
at your great monarchs throughout history, yes, there are a lot of men in that list. But you think about Elizabeth the First, you think about Victoria. Look at what happened during the Victorian period.
I
You
know.
know, there's two right off the bat.
All
And
the
they were
three
at a
women are
time
like,
when women were nothing. So for someone to sit here and say in 2021 that a woman has no power, that a woman can't be just as strong, just as powerful as any man, to me, that's ridiculous.
it's ridiculous. I'm
It's
sorry, I'm
utterly
making a brew.
ridiculous. It's utterly ridiculous. You know, and for people to say that they are being marginalized or whatever, I'm sure it does happen. I live in the South, honey. I've seen some stuff that you've not seen.
I know, I've
And
heard these
if
stories. I'm
things
scared of them.
have, the thing is that in 2021, for someone to say, no, I'm sorry, no, 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 you have more opportunity right now than you've ever had in your life. And to say that you're being oppressed because insert, you might be, but you have the option to get up and do something about it. You don't have to
Yeah,
sit and take it. But here's the thing, when these movements start, that's kind of where they all start at. They start with a legitimate something happened to someone. But then you get politics that says, oh, here's something we could get some power on. Here's something we could make some money on. And they swoop in like the vultures that they are. And then the real reason for that movement gets lost in the shuffle. And they become the nightmares that destroy human beings' lives, like this, what has been done to Johnny Depp. Thankfully, there are enough people that are willing to say, wait a minute, that's not true. That can't be right. Let me look at this. I'm not going to accept what the media has told me. And so they start looking at the evidence. And thankfully, Johnny said, no, no, you are not going to destroy me. I'm going to show the world what truth is. And it's not his truth, it is the truth
yeah,
because he's shown actual evidence. He's shown actual things that actually happened, not something made up in his mind, actual actual evidence. And he's willing to fight back. And that's what you have to be willing to do as a human being. You have to be willing to fight for, well, as I just can't help but think about, you've got to fight for your right to party. You got to fight for your rights, period. You know,
yeah.
you got to fight for your
Period.
rights. You got to be willing to fight for
It
them.
trips me out when you guys say period because in UK it basically means like one thing.
Well, it means a lot of things here, you know.
I know. It means like full. We call what you call period is what we call full stop. I've got
Yeah,
something
full
so
stop.
random for you now. I made my own little what do you call it? Pop puree. These flowers
Oh.
are what Gary bought me.
Oh,
How
that's
pretty they are.
sweet.
And I'd let him dry out, and I've kept him. And they're so
Oh.
beautiful. I'm sorry, like, thought I'd just brighten up the mood a little bit.
Oh, they're
Very, very
beautiful.
cute. Yeah, they are. They're so cute. I'm dropping him. Look at that, like little rose.
Oh, that's sweet. That's
They smell so
sweet.
good.
My yard is
Yes.
full of roses right now. I have little rose bushes, big rose bushes. I have one that they have pink and orange and yellow roses. I don't know what they're called, but I've named them Eden's roses because she helps me with that rose bush. She says, "Oh, the Tudors.
Oh,
The
the
Tudor period
Tudors.
is one of my favorite periods in history."
Henry VIII literally changed history. Like, literally.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like people were saying that Anne Boleyn isn't an important queen because King Henry VIII beheaded her.
it's extremely important. If it
She's
wasn't
extremely
for her,
important.
y'all would be
We,
short of religion over there.
well, no, we wouldn't. We were Catholic. We were
Yeah,
Catholic. We
but
was
he
underneath the
left the
Pope.
Catholics
Yeah,
to be able to
we were
marry
still
her.
we would still be under the Pope.
Yeah,
And basically, wait, what did he send flowers from America? No, they're not from America. He picked them and he told me to go and get them. He gave me the money for him. He was like, go and get them flowers. That's always says, oh, that's so cute. But yeah, with Anne Boleyn, obviously he was married to Queen Catherine. I think she's called Catherine. I
Catherine of
think.
Aragon.
Yeah, Catherine of
Catherine
Aragon.
of Aragon.
And he wanted to divorce her, and the Pope won't let him divorce her. So then he decided to come away from the Pope and make his own church,
Hmm.
the Church of England.
Yeah,
So, and that church is where the monarch who is ruling is basically like the Pope. They are the vessel that is closest to
yeah,
God. If that
yeah.
makes sense, it's like every time that
The
any of
Queen is the leader of the church now, right?
yeah,
When
yeah.
Queen Elizabeth, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
When she became queen, she had to be embalmed and had all these special oil ointments on her to
yeah,
become that person that symbolizes God in our religion in the Church of England.
yeah,
But if it weren't for Anne Boleyn, if it weren't for that marriage happening,
yeah.
that wouldn't have happened. We could still be
Exactly.
very
That's what
much
I
in.
mean by that's,
So she's such
that's
an
what I meant by
important
short of
part.
religion.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, because he was willing to leave his faith to marry this woman, and
Yeah.
so that makes her an extremely important queen.
Mhm.
And yeah, she was
She might have been a
beheaded,
slag and an incest and all that.
but
She used to
because of
like
her,
kiss her brother and stuff. But she wasn't.
yeah,
If she wasn't there, if it weren't for her coming into King Henry's life, then that wouldn't have happened. He would have just
exactly.
stayed with his wife.
Well, and you think
Um.
about it, that opened up the door for Protestants, and which branched off into so many other religions,
Yeah.
where Catholicism was the only faith of that time. Yeah, yeah, all their lives. Yeah, yeah. I mean, she didn't give him a boy, and I mean that's what
She was
I'm. That
cheating on
goes
him as
back
well.
to. That
Well,
goes
she did give
back
him a
to.
boy. She hadn't. She
Yeah,
had a boy, but he
had
was stillborn, and
stillborn.
basically like the all the religious beliefs back then, it was because that it could have been like around a sin that she might have
Yeah,
like had
yeah.
sex before she married him. That's just their weird
Yeah,
complexes
that was
back
what
then.
they believe. Well, and that goes
That's
back to
why
what we
she.
were talking about a while ago, is that, women have more power now than ever at any point in history. In the Tudor period, all a woman was for was to produce a son. That's why the families were so large back then, because a woman's role in life was to produce a male heir. That's all she was for.
Yeah. Sadly, after that,
So
he didn't bother with divorce. Just shot. No, he did. It was divorce, beheaded, died. Divorce, beheaded,
divorced, headed,
survived.
survived. Yeah, he
Yeah.
divorced Anne of Cleves. He did behead, what was her name? The little
I
young
can't
one.
remember off the top of my head.
You
Yeah.
know, she did have an affair. She definitely had an affair that's been pretty well proven. And which, we go by what evidence we have. It could have just been, things were so different and their beliefs were so different. But that is what I keep going back to, is that you got a lot more rights now than you did hundreds of years ago, even 100 years ago.
Oh
Cody
yeah, the
Party the
different
most determined
sperm.
to sex. Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Catherine
And
Howard, was her name. But
yeah,
I
Catherine
love
Howard.
history.
Yeah, oh, I do too.
Tell me
And
we're gonna have to collab on some history stuff and do some research.
oh yeah, I love history. I am a big history buff. In
Me
fact, that's what I
too.
majored in college. I was going to be a history professor. Well, I'm glad I didn't. I wouldn't want to be in a college right now.
I know with everything going on, bloody hell.
Oh God, yeah. Especially when
Fudge
it comes
that.
to history. I dodged a bullet with that one.
What's this here? I'm waiting for the bombshell. She abused Musk as well in this case.
Oh
Well, he did
yeah,
have a
I think
shiner
that,
that time.
yeah, and the concierge um testified to that she had a mark under her right eye. She had empress bruises under her on her around her neck. I think the abuse was mutual. I think that both
Yeah.
were a little bit kinky or
Yeah, I think
violent
there
or
was.
whatever. I mean, when you read interviews and articles about him, yeah, you read articles about him, especially that one from his first ex-wife. She never comes out and says anything really ugly about him, but it's just kind of the tone and the implied way in which he is. Yeah, yeah, that's why I married her, because she was a virgin.
Yeah, and she
Yeah.
was
And so you look at that,
basically
that was in the
royal blood
80s.
as well. She
Yeah,
was
that was in
basically
the
royal blood as well.
80s. I remember
Yeah.
that. I was like 11 years old when they got married.
Well,
She
yeah.
married her because she was a virgin. He didn't
I
marry a
remember the day
horse
she
face.
died.
Yeah, I do too.
I
Yeah.
literally remember, like, my dad, as much as I hate him as like, he was an awful twat, but I remember the day, and I remember him saying, I know it's only little, but I still remember it now, it's weird. He said,
Mm,
it's a very sad day today, a very special person, because I remember saying, why are you crying to me, mum and my dad? My mum and dad were both crying. And I
yeah,
said, why are you
that's bad
crying? And my
luck.
dad said, it's a very sad day today, a very special lady has died, the princess has
Yeah,
died. And
yeah.
I remember it being on the telly, and I must have been only
Mhm.
young. What
Well, it
year
was
was it
in
coming on?
97. It was August of 97 because I
I'd
had
have
my
been
daughter the
5.
next year. Yeah,
I'd have been
so
5.
it was the August before I got pregnant with my daughter. And I
Well, I'd have been
remember
4
that
going on
happening.
5.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
still
I
remember that
remember
from
that.
being 4.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's
oh, it was a
mad. It's like,
traumatic event.
I also remember when Michael Jackson died as well. Like,
I
I
don't
remember
remember.
the
I
mum.
never did like him that much. No, nothing against him as a performer. I just was never into his music, so it didn't
Yeah.
affect me when he passed. I mean, I remember hearing
Well, I
about it, but I
grew
can't
up.
tell you when.
I grew
Yeah,
up. Like, my brother was literally a big MJ fan. Um,
yeah.
and I believe that I believe he was innocent with all that,
Oh yeah,
everything.
the stuff that's come out over the years, I believe he was innocent. I mean, I'll be the first to say I'm sorry, but he was a little weird. But
It was a
you
little
have to
weird.
think about too, with he was a celebrity from the time he was a child,
Mhm.
and he,
He didn't have a
you never
childhood.
get to, yeah, his dad, I mean, his dad was, he was something else. And he wasn't allowed that childhood, so I think it kind of messed him up in the mind.
Yeah.
So, but that doesn't mean he was a molester. It just means he was a little weird. And that's
Yeah.
why it was so easy to attribute these things that were said about him. Yeah. Oh yeah, no. I remember David Bowie, and George Michael died like Christmas Day, didn't he? I remember seeing that. I was like, God, that is so awful. I felt sorry for him.
Yes.
He really had a rough time. And David Bowie, man, oh, that was hard.
Yeah, he never emotionally matured.
Yeah, 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 and that's what made it so easy for the things that he was accused of to come across as legitimate. And so I'm so glad that it's being proven that those were false. And that's what sucks though, is that it happened after he was gone.
Yeah, it is. The,
He,
it's sad that it happened after he was gone, and like,
yeah,
but again, a lot of it seemed like a lot of it was like political agendas as well.
yeah,
Just similar, it's very similar,
yes, yeah. I
different but
mean, it's
similar, if
made
that makes
with
sense.
with this stuff
Media
that's
and
exactly with the stuff that has come out in this Johnny Depp case alone. It's made me question all of these celebrity people that's been
bloody hell.
convicted. I wonder how true it is. And then Shannon just,
Oh
man.
my gosh,
See, and yeah, I have heard,
it's so
that
sad.
his attorneys said that, on a daily basis, they were getting false accusations throughout his entire career. So
Yeah.
it's not fair.
Who I feel the most sorry for was the three children,
Oh God, yeah, yeah,
the the three babies. I forgot what the
yeah.
eldest is called. I know that the daughter's
I
called Paris and the
know.
little one's called Blanket. Well, he's not little now, is he? Dead tall, but
I, I just
I
remembered
forgot.
Paris and Blanket. I can't remember their names.
Yeah, that's their name. That is the name, Jordan. You remember
Yeah,
them?
because at the end of the day, that was their father. And they obviously loved the man. So, for them to have to read all these horrible things about their dad and to hear all these horrible things about their dad, this is a man that they knew and loved and they knew him as dad. That's
Prince Michael Jackson second.
Prince Michael Jackson. Okay, yeah.
That's Blanket, and the eldest one's called Prince Michael Jackson, and then it was Paris Jackson and Prince Michael Jackson the second, who wasn't named Blanket.
Yeah. Like I said, he was weird,
Both called
but it seems
Prince.
like he wasn't guilty. I mean, he
Yeah,
was a
there's
little
Randy put it there.
strange, but he wasn't
They,
guilty.
they were both called
Prince.
Prince.
Oh,
Yeah.
now
Oh, and about
Prince.
Prince as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I remember when Prince died.
I
That
do.
really got me because he was one of my favorites. So that one really got me. I remember when he died. Yeah. Yeah, that Martin Bashir has turned out to be a real piece of work, hasn't he? I mean, some stuff
Yeah.
has come forward about him that's just wow.
I'm sorry if
I
you
mean,
heard that. That was my
and see,
neck.
and that goes back to what's going on with Johnny. Opportunity made him
Yeah.
famous. I mean, I know who Martin Bashir is simply because of the Princess Diana stuff and because of the Michael Jackson stuff. So those things made him famous. He's lived a good
Yeah, I
life.
did.
He might be a shit now, but he's lived a good life because of it. So it goes into that opportunity thing. Oh, I'm
Oh, Linda.
sorry.
Got the back door open. A bloody wasp has come in. That's
Oh
seriously.
shit. Caused me to leave the building. I'm allergic to wasps. I went in the hospital the last time I was stung by a wasp. No, thank you.
I'm trying to bloody get it.
I was actually a child, and these old metal swing sets that would have the bar across the slide, I grabbed hold of the bar and was going to swing myself and go down and hit the slide and slide the rest of the way. Didn't know there was a wasp nest in there, and I got stung all over my head and on the back of my
Oh my
neck.
god.
Yeah, I had like somewhere between 7 and 10 stings. I don't really remember. I just know it put me in the hospital. And if I see a wasp, I will go the other way to this day.
Well, I'll see you later.
I just remember him telling me I was allergic to them, and I hadn't wanted to find out if I still am.
Fucking everything now. Oh, I couldn't cope with that. The only thing I'm allergic
Mhm.
to is I'm allergic to a certain washing powder, and that's about it.
Oh, I'm lucky with that. I don't have any issues with that. It's wasp and bees. Last time I stung by a bee was on the back of the neck. Hi, Jackie. And it looked like I was the Hunchback of Notre Dame by the time they got me to the emergency room. So I
Sorry, that's
don't, I don't
Pepper
stick
laughing.
around to find out if I'm still allergic to these things. I leave.
Oh
I would go the
Lord.
opposite direction. Same way with a snake. I will go in the opposite direction if I've seen a snake.
Wasp are bees. Wasp are nasty. Bees don't sting for no reason. I know bees only sting if they
Mhm.
want to protect the queen. Or
Yeah.
the thing that
This
you're
was,
gonna kill them.
I was coming out of church. I was like 11, 12 years old. Oh God, I hated that freeze. And there was one like they had like a little patio like deal, and I'm walking through there, and I don't know what I did, or somebody disturbed me because everybody was coming out, and I just got hit on the back of the neck. And I mean, we were like 5 minutes from the hospital. By the time I got there, I had this big knot. Yeah, it was horrible. Yeah, I run too, Mandy.
Oh,
I go
so
in the
don't.
opposite direction. Yeah, so she's sitting there so calm. This stream would be over if it was on my end.
Well, I'm
Be
waiting for it to
gone.
go out the door, you big motherfucker.
Nope, wouldn't wait on it. Wouldn't do it. I would leave. I would go out the door. Not
That's
too
it. Yeah.
late.
The only thing I hate is
Ah.
Have you ever been stung by a bleeding horsefly?
Oh yeah, all the time.
One
That
stung
hurt.
me on my ass last year. I'm not joking. I was going in my house and I felt something dead sharp. I went, what's that? I put me I went, and then I felt a bug. I went, Sienna, what's that on there? I said, get it off me quick. And she was flapping. She's like, I don't want to touch it. I said, right, just hit it with a cushion. She got it off me. I checked and I was fucking bleeding. The little
Oh,
bastard. But it
it got
really
you
hurt. And it
good.
came out. Oh shit! I got my thing in the bob. Came out in a big inflamed thing for each. I ended up going to the
Oh,
doctors and had to have
you had
antibiotics.
back,
This
didn't you?
bastard, yeah, bastard
On one
horsefly
side, anyway.
bit me ass.
I'm sorry.
I catch you off guard sometimes. I want to tell me, just been.
It's just the image of big swollen ass.
It didn't swell. It just had a big red mark on it. That bastard wasp better fuck off. Go
Doctor, I
outside.
got bit on the ass.
I know. I did. I felt so embarrassed.
Pabster, if you're still in the audience, there's you an image to draw.
No. It did. It bloody hurt, but it was bleeding. Have you ever like I
No,
don't
I
know.
hadn't had one bite me to where I was bleeding, but
I was
I get
bleeding.
bit by them every year. I mean, and it feels like you're being stuck by a needle. I
Yeah,
don't
it
know if you've
did. It
ever
felt like a
accidentally
knee.
stuck yourself.
Like literally, it felt
Yes.
like I just been second bum grew a bit. I wish, but no, it just left me with a spreaded, redded mark. It didn't swell.
That's
Thank
not
God.
helping things, Keeley.
It's not helping things. It
Not at
didn't.
all.
It didn't
That's
swell.
what it
It just. I'm sorry. I'm like trying to get this lost.
is. Where's Gary when you need him to be drawing pictures of this?
Killed it.
Oh, see, you're brave. I ain't even we've got wasp and hornet
Yeah,
spray,
that's
and
what
I'm
I
like,
just done.
nope, not sticking around with it. Ugh.
Keeley Tammy. She's a spray bottle. Yeah, that's what I did. Did you get a donut block pillow to sit down for? No, I just sat on one side. I crossed my legs. It's just on one cheek, thankfully.
Yeah, she didn't have to sit all the way down on the other side. It was swollen. She kind of sat like this for a week. She's like that when she sat down.
She's off to chase the wasp. I did. I got the bugger. They're bloody no good, them wasps. It's not. If it's a bumblebee, I'd save it and take it outside. But wasps, they just like to hurt people. They're vicious.
They can stick around. I don't care. I will go in the opposite direction or into another room. I have pulled my car over and got out of the car. Nope.
Didn't even buy you a drink first before it bit you. I know, how rude. Like, no first date or anything. Just let me have a bite of that ass. Cheeky what? Cheeky arsehole.
He said, I like those cheeks. So there's something I can sink my teeth into.
You know what? I'm just glad that you're laughing because I know how you felt before this stream. And if you can laugh in my discretion, then that's so good.
Laugh at your swollen ass cheek.
Yeah. It wasn't swollen though. It didn't swell, thank God. Otherwise I would be like, that would have been like a horror story.
See if I can draw it. Try to get it. This child's got down here.
What are you doing, Tammy?
Nothing.
Oh, don't trust you. I'm going off camera now. I'm still here though. My son is a... Look at us doing the swollen bum. And now Captain Obvious. No floor player out. Rude housefly. Just like, oh, bye. Tanya says, I remember when I got preggers with my son, I ate peanut butter every day because I was worried in case he'd get a nut allergy. LOL, stupid, I know. It doesn't come from what you eat in pregnancy. But when you're pregnant, you're paranoid, aren't you? Like, if you don't eat this. I don't like the taste of nuts, so.
All right, yeah, I'm about to see some amazing art.
I've not got an ass. I wish my ass was that big.
This is after the horsefly bite.
I don't know what horseflies have been biting you, woman. What's it go like that? If you did that to me, like, oh, do it again on the other side. I'd be like, do it again on the other side. Free surgery.
Gary, if you go back and watch this picture, this is Keeley. He's like, can I get the next flight to the UK?
If he did that, they'll be like, come on, other cheek now. Don't be snide.
Make them even.
I know, make them even. Perfect.
Don't want an uneven ass.
I love nuts. That's Sandy Day. I'll eat any nuts.
Nuts and I cannot lie. Oh, sorry.
Oh God, this stream has gone to a next level now, and it was my fault this time.
It goes off the rails anytime I'm involved.
I know. I can handle just about any bug, but I don't like flies either. And they come from maggots and.
Yeah, I don't like flies. I don't like
in
bugs.
In the summer, because we live near a field, we get a lot of fruit flies and that. So I make a concoction of bleach and water, spray it at them, it kills them. And that sounds tight. It's supposed to be spiritual, but no.
Well, I mean, yeah. Every insect serves its purpose, and I try not to kill many. I
know, like 2 hours in, we've been probably coming off in a minute because it's like 1 o'clock in the UK now.
7:01. I can't believe I hadn't heard my little monkey upstairs yet. But
I know, You've been
Yeah,
so blessed, and like we got through
yeah.
the article, and we spoke. This is random talks, by the way. Obviously,
It's random.
if you don't know, I'm the most randomest person ever. Ask Gary. He gets annoyed at me sometimes. Like, what are you on about now? We were talking about this, and you just totally switched up the subject on me. Like, well, I'm random. You know, I can't help it. So, have you
Yeah.
got ASD or something? Where you can't concentrate on one subject.
Oh no, I could get distracted very easily. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I, I try not to kill. Usually I walk away. I will kill some bugs if they come near me, but I usually will walk away. Yeah, I don't like spiders. Daddy,
Yeah, you know,
yeah, yeah.
Gary
Ooh, I don't
has
like
to. That's part of Gary's job. I hear it sometimes. They pop. He has to kill these spiders, and you hear this popping sound, and it sounds
Ew.
disgusting. It's so
Oh
gross.
God. Oh, have you ever
But
seen like
there's loads of
um
spiders in Florida, in
no,
the
I
place
didn't.
where he
Yeah,
works.
they've got y'all. Florida's got like they don't just have roaches; they have like these monster cockroaches, and it is freaky. It's freaky, freaky, freaky. I don't really like it. I was at youth camp in Panama City one time, and you know, whenever a summer camp, they got the bunk beds, and everybody wants the top bunk. So everybody's fighting over the top bunk, and then that night. Everybody laying up on their bunks, and here comes one of these gigantic freaking roaches coming across the ceiling. Everybody shot off of those top bunks. We pushed the beds together, and everybody slept on the bottom.
Oh my
Oh,
god! Sometimes in the
yeah.
UK in the summer we get these big furry-looking tarantula-like spiders, and you'll be
Ooh.
just all watching the TV, and then one minute it's like it fucking knows, and it'll just run from under the couch and run across the room, and everyone just
Oh,
screams and jumps to the top of the sofa like ah.
yes. Yeah. If I
I've trained my
oh,
little boy to like spiders so he can capture them and get them out for me. Like
oh.
my little lad, he absolutely loves spiders. So
Yeah,
now,
she probably is, Margot. She probably is. Bless her little heart. She's turning into a mema and she's become extremely clumsy. And so she's falling constantly. She's hitting her head. She busted her lip the other day. So it's just been, bless her heart, she is probably exhausted. You're right. And I know I am.
yeah.
Oh, yuck. Oh, oh, yeah. I was saying that a while ago.
Ew.
Have you ever killed a spider that was pregnant?
No.
And the baby spiders come running out. That is a freaky thing.
No, is
Oh,
that what
shit.
happened?
Yeah, I've had that happen before.
Gary's told me so.
Um,
Like, I've also been on the phone to Gary, and he's been like having to kill him, and the bleeding like coming like jumped on his head and all that. Like,
yeah,
mm.
some
So
spiders will jump at you.
when you come here, you are the designated spider killer now because if
Well, they,
that's only if they're like somewhere, you know, like the worst my worst fear is like when you're asleep and they're just gonna come and walk and come and like wave the winky in your face while you're trying to sleep. Do you know what I mean?
did,
Like,
wasn't there a study done where they say that the average person eats like 8 spiders a year
yeah.
because they fall in your mouth and you sleep and you swallow them.
Mhm.
There's something to make sleepy time wonderful for everyone tonight.
Males that
Oh, mhm. I appreciate that someone loves them.
yeah.
Not for me.
Every creature deserves love, just not my
Yeah,
cup of tea.
yeah. Well, like in Florida, you're talking about Gary, they grow their bugs big in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, ooh,
Do you remember when there was a snake, Tammy, when we was on when me and you and him were on a 3-week call, and you sent us a
yes,
picture of
yeah,
it? There's a
yeah,
snake and a cat having it out.
yeah. And you put the pictures together, and it looks like we now have beards.
No, there was a real snake. Do you remember when there was a real snake on
Oh
the
yeah, yeah, I
road?
do remember. Yeah, because wasn't he trying to catch it and somebody walked up on him?
What?
Mikey. Sorry, folks, my husband's here. You going to get cigarettes? Thing? Right down to one. Sorry, folks. Getting my keys for my husband. He's going to drive my car.
It's alright. Fun fact, you're never more than 8 foot away from a spider.
I didn't need to know that fact.
With Fanta.
Oh, shit.
Right, looking around now, scouring the sky.
Yeah, I mean, y'all, I'm in a basement.
I
I
know.
bet I'm closer than that. Ooh, God, that's
You know, I found
creepy.
out the other day that we have snakes in the UK. We actually have a poisonous one as well called the adder.
Yeah, no, we got lots of them here. We've got a spreading adder, I think is what it's called. And I was walking across a little creek bed. It's been back years ago. I used to arrowhead hunt a lot, and I'd never heard of these adders or spreading adders. I think is what they're called here, and I may be wrong on the name, but there's something
Spreading
along that
adders. That
line.
just sounds really rude.
Yeah, yeah. But so I'm coming across the creek bed, and I look over on the other side, and there sits a snake, and his head comes up like a cobra, and he looks like he looked like a freaking cobra, and I'm like, I didn't take time to think, oh, well, we don't have cobras here in Alabama. I left my shoes. I jumped out of my shoes, turned around, shot back across the creek, went running. And I found out later on that we had these adders, and that's what it looked like, a cobra, the way it brought its neck up like that and looked at me. Oh, shit.
We have three
It's bad
snakes.
enough we have water moccasins.
What are they?
Water moccasins, they like to live in the water, and you can find them in creeks and rivers and stuff. And I was chased by two that we interrupted. I don't know what they were doing, but we jumped off we had a long pier, and me and another little girl jumped off the pier, and about the time we're jumping, I hear somebody yell snake. And apparently there were two snakes we jumped off this side of the pier, and on the other side of the pier there were two snakes. And we were about middle ways down the pier. And so you could either swim down. The pier was tall enough that we couldn't climb back up on the pier from there. We were kind of middle way. So it was either swim down to the ladder to climb back up on the pier or swim to the shore. Well, the snakes were coming around by the ladder. And so we had to turn around and start swimming to the shore. And the little girl that was with me freaked out and stopped swimming. The water was over her head. So I had to drag her goofy ass. And finally, some parents got down there, and I pushed her up out of the water, but nobody got me. I made it to the end. But now two men did jump in a boat. We were at a campground that my father's company owned, and they chased them across to the other side and killed them, and one was like 4 foot long. And I was like 10, 11 years old at the time, so it wasn't too much smaller than me as far as height. And I am terrified of snakes. I have been from that time on.
I like corn snakes.
Terrified.
They're cute. You know what? You know how you should get rid of your fear of snakes? If you Google snakes in hats. They look very cute. This comment made me laugh. Technically, a grass snake is a legless lizard. And all snakes legless lizards?
Well, that's what I thought. Maybe the only good snake is a dead snake. I'm just not a snake person.
We have three native species of snake. We have the adder, which is the venomous, the grass snake, and the smooth snake.
Okay. Now, Ireland doesn't have any snakes, do they? I want to say Ireland has no snakes whatsoever.
Let me check.
Yeah, I want to say it's Ireland. I may be wrong, but it seems like someone's told me that they don't, because I've been like, well, there's a place to move to, somewhere that has no snakes.
It says snakes never came to Ireland. There are no signs of snakes in Ireland's fossil record. In fact, it's likely that for a millennia there weren't any snakes in either Ireland or Britain, though Britain eventually gained 3 species of snakes: the grass snake, the adder, and the smooth snake.
Okay. Yeah. Another reason to go to Ireland.
Yeah.
I love Ireland. And I've been told by people who've been able to travel the world that if you ever have the opportunity to go anywhere, go to Ireland, that it's the most beautiful country you will ever see.
Yes.
So
I've
I
never
want to go
been,
to
but I
one of
need
these
to go
days.
because I need to go. I need to go
Mhm.
and say goodbye to my granddad because I couldn't go to
Yeah.
his funeral. I've probably told you the story before now when I had a poorly heart. I was waiting on heart surgery, and my granddad passed away. My mum wouldn't let me out of the house. She basically locked me in because I was too weak to walk. I
Oh,
had a condition called Wood Parkinson's White syndrome, which
wow.
affects the palpitations of your heart. You have when your heart beats, it goes around a circuit, but when you have
Yeah.
Parkinson's White syndrome, it like skips. And my heart was racing nearly 300 beats per minute when I was having them attacks. It
Mm.
was misdiagnosed when I was 12 as panic attacks. Now, who has panic attacks that last for 3 days and the heart races at 300 beats per minute nearly?
Never.
I could have
Yeah.
died because my GP misdiagnosed me. But anyway, when I was 15,
Gosh.
I had one of them attacks. I was on my own in the house. I rang myself an ambulance, went to hospital. They found out I had this serious heart condition. And I had surgery when I was 17 and I don't have it anymore. I had keyhole surgery. Hi, Ellen. And Tammy was asking about you the other day.
I sure was. I'm so glad to see you. I asked
Yes.
Keeley if she'd seen you lately because I've been missing you. It's good to see you.
Yes. It is good to see you. But like I said, I missed my granddad's funeral. He had two. He had one here and one in Ireland, and he's in Roscommon where he's buried. And I've got so much family there because my dad and all his
Yeah,
family are Irish.
that's,
So
yeah.
we've got.
I have Irish ancestry. My father's family's Irish. So, yeah, I want to go there one day.
Do you want to try this name because I'll butcher it?
A Dago, maybe?
Adega. Adeja. I don't know if
I'm
it's
sorry if I've
Adega.
mispronounced it.
Adega out
I like it.
loud. You look new
Sorry
here.
if y'all
Hit the
can hear that. I'm
subscribe
American.
button if you're
Yeah,
not already.
yeah. And I
It's,
am
it's
close to 600.
yes.
But so you were on E-Hacker Stream last night. Cool. That's how Keely got started, kind of. She went on E-Hacker Stream.
Yeah, E-Hacker was. I was already booked in to go on Rob's, but I then randomly got invited on E-Hackers, and he was the first stream that I went on, and he's been so supportive to me, him and
Yeah,
Rob Wheels, when I was growing in the community, and I know that Rob has been
um,
very supportive to Tammy and a lot of the new creators as well in
yeah.
general.
Well, welcome.
Mhm.
We've
Oh
gotten
God,
to the point of being ridiculous now, so please don't judge us on being a little bit ridiculous.
I
Oh, that
know.
doctor. Oh, yeah, the doctor that misdiagnosed her. Yeah,
Yeah, it should have
that
been.
happens so
He
often.
also
My mother.
misdiagnosed me that I was pregnant as well because with my eldest daughter, before I got pregnant with her, I had a miscarriage, and literally a month later I got pregnant, and he said it was impossible for me to get pregnant so quickly. And I had to go all the way to
That's
an
not true.
actual family clinic in the town centre, which was 40 minutes away on the bus, to go and see a doctor to give me a pregnancy test to prove that I was pregnant, who then wrote a letter to that same doctor to say this lady is pregnant, she needs maternal care. So my eldest daughter was a rainbow baby.
Oh,
Um, Bless her. And he tried to tell me that I couldn't be pregnant. Obviously, I was because my daughter's here and she's 7 years old now.
yeah,
So I like changed doctors after that. I was like, this doctor,
yeah, I blame you.
no.
Well, and it happens so often. And with your health, just like anything else, you have to be proactive. I know with my mom, she had a massive stroke on the stem of her brain. And after that, she started working. Oh, okay. Well, congratulations. I hope it's
Congratulations,
going
Jinx.
well. Yeah. Hope it's going well, Alan. I know I've been missing you, which has been crazy for me. So I haven't known whether I was coming or going. But now my mom started with a tremor after the stroke, and my father asked her doctor on more than one occasion, "What's the tremor?" And he kept telling them that it was a stroke tremor, which that is
Yeah.
something that can happen. But when she when she started having the seizures that went on for 8 straight days on the right side of her brain, she was in another hospital in Huntsville. And after she come out of the seizures and was in her room, we were informed she had Parkinson's. We didn't know she had Parkinson's. She'd never been diagnosed with it. And turns out that they noticed the tremor in her hand. And apparently, from what the nurse told me, that the tremors are different in the way that they happen. And that was why they were able to notice it and know that it wasn't due to the stroke. It was due to having Parkinson's. And they started her on Parkinson's medication. She quit the tremor immediately. So, I mean, it happens. It really, it's very common. You just have to, you have to be proactive with your health, just like anything else.
Yeah, you have to be like.
If they make mistakes, they're humans. Yeah, and some can
humans do make mistakes, but when it comes to the heart, that's the serious organ. My doctor, that doctor should not have ignored that. Basically, when I rang the ambulance, my mum was at work. I was only 15. I was in the house on my own, and I had these attacks about every 6 months. Sometimes in school, and my heart would beat so fast I could see my top moving. I could feel my blood rushing around my body. Like literally through my back and everything down my veins. Because it's pumping it out so fast. And that day I was on my own, and before I went to work, before my mum went to work, it just started. And my mum said, "Have a nap." Because that was the only way to get rid of the pain, is to go to sleep, to not feel it. So I did. I had a nap, and when I woke up I was in the house on my own and it felt worse, and I started panicking. So I rang an ambulance. I told them that my heart's beating really fast. I suffer with anxiety attacks. And the ambulance crew came and they said, "Do you have any cardiac conditions?" So I told him, I said, I have anxiety. They said, "This isn't an anxiety attack. Have you had any narcotics? Have you had any alcohol or drugs that we need to know about? You need to be honest with us." I said, "No, I don't touch anything like that." I said, "I've had this for years. They come every 6 months." They said, "Well, this is not a panic attack. We need to get you to hospital right now." They put the oxygen mask in me, put me in the back of the ambulance, went and picked my mum up from work, who thankfully only worked around the corner, took me to hospital with blue lights on, like literally blue lights, oxygen mask, a lot. And when I got to hospital, they diagnosed me within 2 hours. They gave me an ECG and everything. That's how quick that I could have got my diagnosis if my doctor sent me to hospital to get checked out. But he didn't, and thankfully I didn't lose my life, but I could have. The doctors told me I could have, because my heart was at an alarming rate where I could have had cardiac arrest.
Yeah, well, just in the way you described it, I knew that wasn't panic attacks, and I am definitely no doctor. And just in the way you described how it was happening to you, it's pretty obvious it wasn't panic attacks. And for him to just, and that happens so often. That's
so random. And my brother snagged Amy Winehouse in a pub in Camden.
I love Amy Winehouse. She was
That's
so
insane.
awesome. Yeah. I hadn't snogged any rock stars.
That's why she's going to the VA trial. She's hoping to just grab Johnny Depp, give him a quick snog.
Yeah, I know his birthday's tomorrow too. I'm gonna be trying to get a birthday video done today.
And he's definitely in your age range. He's older than you, isn't it, Johnny Depp?
Yeah, he'll be 58. I'm 51, so he was in first grade when I was born. And he's a Southern boy.
I remember I was watching my first stream back the other day because it was so funny. If you ever get bored and you didn't watch that stream, go and watch it back.
Oh God, I'm so afraid to.
And on that stream is when Dingle Dabs was born. Has your dingle lost its jingle? And you see Zod falling down. And on that first stream, that night is when me and Gary had our first ever conversation. And he actually does like a cheesy chat line on that stream. So if you want to come and watch that out, check that out. It's so funny. But on that stream, you actually say, you say to him, "Johnny Depp's too young for me." I don't think he realised his age.
I don't know why I said that.
He's older than you.
How old do I want him?
I know.
Jesus, my husband's too old for me, and he's 2 years younger than me.
You cradle snatcher.
I ain't as bad as some folks, and we'll leave it at that. And you know what I'm talking about.
Tammy.
No, I personally, I do like. I think 58. As far as for me, so anywhere 10 years, no more than 10 years older than me, I'm cool with. I just couldn't see myself going out with a 70-year-old man, and
Well,
I
Gary's
couldn't see
15 years
myself going
older
out
than
with a
me.
yeah, I couldn't see myself
I
going out
don't
with a
care.
30-year-old man. I mean, I don't know what we would have in common. I'm old. I'm pissed with them guys. Oh wow.
Oh, Tanya, the last bit.
Oh. She doesn't like that word.
She knows. She knows.
I've
Tanya
done
knows.
drugs with a few rock stars. That's the closest
Mm.
I've came. Smoked the best pot I ever smoked in my life was with Black Crows. That was amazing pot. And
I
then I
know
did some
Tanya
other.
likes the Mayo Manchester accent. Obviously, Liam and Noel Gallagher are from
Yeah,
Manchester.
I
Got the strong
bet.
Manc accent. Yes.
Yeah, I bet that was nerve-wracking. I bet it was fun. Something you'll never forget. It's just like with me, hanging out and smoking pot with the Black Crows. I mean, how cool is it get? And that was when they were at the height of their popularity. And then
Wow.
I did another illicit drug with guitarist from Leonard Skinner. I didn't even know who he was at the time. It's just like, oh, okay, there I come. Who was that? Oh, cool. Wish I'd have known. I'd have said something. That was kind of the extent of that interaction. I
Oh, that would freak
didn't
me out.
know.
I've not met any celebrities really. The closest I've met to a celebrity was oh, we have this thing in the UK called, I think it's called Gladiators, and there was and it's basically where it's like all these muscly guys and muscly women
Yeah,
do these. Do you know what I'm on about? And when I
yeah,
was in high
yeah.
school, there was a guy, he was mixed race, and he actually went on Love Island, not last year, the year before, I think. And he came to our school and actually taught us a PE lesson. And he was quite well known when he came. That's closest I've came to meeting a celebrity. Apart from that, the only other thing I've done is chilled out and had beers with there's a band called Bigfoot, which is from Manchester. They're a rock band. They're not like super famous, but they have got an album and they toured Europe and all that. And I went to
Yeah.
one of their gigs, and they're actually from near where my mum live. And when we got back to here, without doxing myself, me and my mum went to a pub to have some after drinks, and the drummer and that came in, and we all had drinks and just chilled out with
Oh,
each other.
oh, that's cool.
Yes, gotta love it. Yeah,
You're very
UB40 is
forwarding.
issues.
Yeah.
Claire says, I have hung out with Ali and Colin a lot as well. Friends with some members of their family. Really nice guys. Guys, I'm going to cut this here because we're like 2.5 hours
Yeah.
in. I didn't think I'd tell me this
Yeah.
long.
I
Um,
wasn't expecting that. I mean, apparently she's still sleeping because Jeff left. And just trust me, my kid, she was up by now. She'd already been at the door. Mom, can you keep eating? Which she's been up doing her college work. And so, that's kind of what I do is my daughter is going to be a psychiatrist. So I'm more than willing to spend time with my grandbaby and chase her around till I can't move
oh,
and let her
yes.
sleep. So yeah. So she's not up. So
As
I'm
you,
amazed. It's 7:47 something. I can't see from my phone being broke.
it's all right. As you can see at the pinned comment here at the top is my stream tonight, which is the Oracle Card live stream, which is 5:30 p.m. EST, 10:30 p.m. UK. Make sure you come to that. Put your reminder on if you can. just, and it doesn't matter if you don't want a card reading, you can just come and vibe with us. We have quite a lot of these guys here in the chat that you can see chatting away. A lot of these come, and you can just come and just chill out. Tammy, what have you got going on?
I'm probably gonna be doing another video on all of the stuff that's coming out with ACLU. I'm working on getting a Johnny Depp birthday video done.
Me too.
Who knows? Who knows? I will probably be live streaming sometime this week with Captain Obvious. We're going to try that again, possibly Thursday. We hadn't set up a definite date. And, you know, who knows? Y'all, I'm doing good to do what I do, so just bear with me.
No, thank you all for coming, guys, and hopefully I'll have Tammy on in the daytime next
we'll
week
do
for
some more.
this is I love having just streaming with you, because this is how we started.
Yeah.
And I love just having that here, and it's really nice to get everyone coming. It's a different time of day. We get different people coming in. But thank you all for coming, guys. If you're new, hit the subscribe, hit the like, and we'll see you for the next one.
Bye.